everyone, in today's video I'm going to be going over top 10 foods that you do want to be eating if you have IBS. So these foods have been shown to be easier to digest for IBS sufferers and also to actually help to settle your symptoms as well. For those of you that are new here, my name is Samantha and I make a ton of videos on IBS and endometriosis, and I suffer with both of these conditions myself. So let's get straight to the video. So the first one is lean meat, and preferably white meat, things like white chicken, because obviously certain parts of chicken like the leg and wing, it's not as white, so you really want to be sticking to things like chicken breast. It's the same with turkey as well, so white turkey meat. If you do want to opt for some red meat, then you really want to go for very lean beef. So these are good meat options for IBS sufferers. The next one on the list is eggs. So any type of egg is fine, in a way of how it's cooked is fine. But what some people may find is that they might be sensitive to the egg whites. That's a little bit more common for IBS sufferers. Whereas others find that the high fat content of the yolk can be a problem. So eggs really is something you need to kind of just trial and test and see what works for you. You may find that the egg white is a problem for you, or the yolk, but generally eggs are meant to be quite safe for IBS. And again, just experiment with you know, what type cooked wise works best for you. You know, some people maybe find that they're alright with scrambled egg but not a boiled egg or whatever, because we're all different. So ultimately it's just up to you to find out what works for you, but yes, eggs are a good option. The next one is salmon and other fish containing omega-3. And the next one is low FODMAP vegetables. So I'm sure many of you have heard of the low FODMAP diet, which is a diet designed for people that suffer with things like IBS, because certain food contain higher amounts of FODMAPs than others, especially things like fibre and fruits and vegetables. So if you try low FODMAP vegetables, that should be quite safe for your IBS. Now, although they're low FODMAP, you still want to just increase vegetables slowly. Some people find that vegetables are a problem for them generally. Again, as I always say, we're all different and people can eat different things. Vegetables kind of are really a catch-22 when it comes to IBS. It can set off symptoms in IBS sufferers, but it's also really good for like gut flora. You know, so your friendly bacteria in your gut is boosted by eating fruits and vegetables. So you do want to try and get some low FODMAP vegetables in. I can do a separate video specifically on low FODMAP vegetables to let you know what they are. So if you do want me to do that, just drop a comment below and I'll get onto that. So do try that. The next one is low FODMAP greens. I know I've just said vegetables, but I'm referring more to like leaves, leafy vegetables, like, you know, spinach, lettuce leaves, and things like that. Again, they are good for gut flora, and just the same as the previous vegetables, just increase them slowly and see how you go with them. And then we've got low FODMAP fruits. So really, fruits and vegetables, it's all the same sort of care you want to be taking when you're eating them. Just don't eat too much of them. Increase your portions slowly and see how you go and work out a portion that works for you. So really, like literally the same. Great for friendly bacteria and gut flora. But can be an issue for IBS sufferers if they eat too much of fruits. Some people are more sensitive to fruits than others. But as I said before, low FODMAP fruits and vegetables are lower in FODMAPs, and foods lower in FODMAPs are better for IBS sufferers. So you're less likely to experience IBS symptoms if you're eating a low FODMAP fruit compared to a high FODMAP fruit. As I said before, if you want me to do a video on like specifically looking at low FODMAP vegetables, again I can do the same with fruits as well if you wanted to know what fruits are low FODMAP. So just drop your comments below, and also with any other video requests you do have. So the next one is nuts. They're a really good source of fibre and protein, and they're also really good for their anti-inflammatory omega-3 properties. Now nuts, it's total myth that they make you fat. So if you've heard that, literally forget it, it's not true. You know, they're a healthy fat, so they're not going to make you fat. And it's actually been shown that nuts actually fill you up quite well, so it can actually stop you from overeating. And the fat in there is actually a healthy fat. So you can enjoy nuts in the form of nut butters if you prefer. There's certain nuts that are more IBS friendly than others. So one of them's almonds, but you need to limit that to 10 almonds. And then you've got things like Brazil nuts, which I think you can eat as many as you want pretty much. They do kind of advise that it's like a handful of nuts. So whatever your hand, like a handful for you, would be like, try with that first before you increase it. Again, do some trial and testing and see what works for you. Some people can manage more than others. But you've also got like, yeah, so Brazil nuts, hazelnuts, almonds, pecan nuts, pine nuts and walnuts. Now one that you do want to like avoid really is like peanuts aren't that good. I just thought I'd chuck that in there because I know a lot of people eat peanut butter. Be careful with peanuts and peanut butter when you've got IBS because that can be a bit more troublesome. But do try some of these others. There's a really nice nut butter by Meridian. They do a few, they've got like an almond butter, they do like a hazelnut and cocoa one, that's really nice. I eat that one a lot. I'll link it in the description actually, and you can follow the link if you do want to buy any. I'll put my code down below for you. So coming to the last two on the list, so this one is seeds. Now there's certain seeds that are really beneficial for IBS, which is things like chia seeds and flax seeds. Really the same as nuts, just don't overdo it. But seeds are actually pretty good for IBS, and they're also again really good for gut flora. They're both a good source of fibre and omega-3 fatty acids as well. The good thing about seeds is you can literally add them to anything and you won't really know they're there if you're not that keen on them. They're so tiny that if you blend them up into a smoothie, sprinkle some in your cereal, into like porridge or oatmeal, cereals, salads, you're really not gonna know they're there, and they're really good for you. So I would advise that, and they're actually really tasty as well. I like quite a lot of seeds though. But if you're not that keen, blend them up into a smoothie. You probably aren't gonna know they're there, and they're really gonna help you. They're very, very good for you. Okay, so the last one on the list is fermented foods. Fermented foods are things like kefir, kombucha, obviously things like live yogurt, Greek yogurt, natural yogurt, things like that. Now, you want to be avoiding yogurt with added sugar though, because it's just not really that good for you. But fermented foods are great because they're a source of probiotics. Again, kombucha is really good, but it can be an issue for some people. Just go easy on it and see how you go, and I'm sure you'll find what works for you. It's often about finding what works for you. So yeah, that's really, I would probably recommend this as one of the main ones. Obviously, I'm sure you know that probiotics are very good for our guts in general, especially people with IBS. You do need generally to have a bit of added support there with the probiotic supplement even. I will link the supplements I take as well. I take Nature and Healthy Trinity, and they're amazing. Like, sorry about my phone. So they're really, really good. Yes. So the last one is bone broth. Now, bone broth is really, really popular for IBS sufferers. It's known to just soothe the intestinal tract, and it's also good for your gut flora. So that brings us to the end of this video. I do hope some of these tips are helpful when you do try them out. Drop your comments below, let me know what has helped you, and if you've got any other things to add on that you found have really helped your IBS. Doesn't matter what, if it's a food or anything that you've tried that has improved your IBS, please do drop your comments below because it will help other people as well. So yeah, if this has helped you, please do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Hit the bell as well, because otherwise you won't get notified. My name is Samantha, and I'll see you next time.